What's spice? Yes. You know. You heard that.
I got that for you.
Oh, thank you. You're so amazing.
Sometimes.
Same.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, it's 1 o'clock. We're going to call the city council special meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Of the United States of America.
Prayer, so that's nice to see so many wonderful faces at a 1 p.m. meeting in the middle of the day. So thank you all for spending half of your afternoon with us. We will start with citizen comments and reports in no particular order. I will have Christy Wilson. 3 minutes, say your name and address.
Good afternoon. My name is Christy Littleton and I'm at 426 East Cotter here in Port Aransas, and I currently serve as the president for the school board for Port Aransas ISD. And on behalf of the district, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak briefly today. Several years ago, former Mayor Bouillon recognized the importance of having a school resource officer in our district and the opportunity for a city to help support our school. That partnership has been incredibly valuable, and we are very grateful for Officer Boyer, who has served as our district's SRO for the last 7 years. I'm here today because the state of Texas now requires the district to have an armed security officer at every campus, even in small districts like ours. So for Port ISD, meeting that mandate means 2 additional officers. And unfortunately, the state has not provided sufficient funding to cover the additional costs that come with the mandate. As you consider the city's upcoming budget, we respectfully ask that you consider funding a second officer who could be assigned as an SRO to our district during the school year. We understand this is a big ask, but we also believe there is a real financial benefit to the community when we work together. PAISD is a recapture district with nearly 76% of our local tax revenue subject to recapture and sent back to the state of Texas. That means if the district funds an additional SRO through our own budget, our local taxpayers must generate substantially more than the actual cost of the officer. City dollars, on the other hand, stay right here in Port Aransas and work dollar for dollar for our community. By working together, we have the opportunity to meet the state mandate in a way that makes the best use of our local tax dollars, while most importantly, helping ensure the safety of our students and staff. We greatly value the relationship between PAISD and the city of Port Aransas, and we hope you will consider continuing that partnership by including a second SRO position in the city's budget. We are happy to provide any additional information you may need, and we respectfully ask that this request be placed on an upcoming agenda item for further discussion and considerations. Thank you for your time and your continued support of our district.
Okay. Next is Katie Coons.
Hello. Katie Kirkendall, 906 Channel Vista Drive here in Port Aransas. Good afternoon, Mayor Moore, council members. I'm commenting on comments made for Chief Stokes last session. I'm the president of the Port Aransas Police Foundation. Although I want to be clear, I'm not speaking tonight in that capacity. I'm speaking as a member of this community and as a sister of Chief James Stokes. I recognize that my relationship to James makes this deeply personal. It also means that I've known his character, his honesty, and his integrity for my entire life. Yes, like he's older. James has always believed that doing the right thing first, even when it may come at a personal or professional cost to him. Early in his career, he demonstrated that when he was willing to uphold the law impartially, even when doing so, he could have jeopardized his own position. That same commitment to honesty and accountability has guided him throughout his career. James began serving the Port Aransas Police Department in 1997 as a patrol officer under Chief Don Perkins. He went on to serve as corporal, detective, sergeant, lieutenant, and now chief of police. This year marks nearly 30 years with this department and 34 years in law enforcement. He did not simply arrive in this position. He earned it through decades of service, experience, leadership, and dedication to this community. I want to express my sincere sympathy to the family involved. I cannot imagine what they have endured, and I understand their desire for answers. They deserve compassion, respect, and most importantly, the truth. However, the pursuit of truth must be based on facts and evidence. A family's disappointment with the outcome of an investigation does not justify accusing innocent people, the police department, or its leadership of dishonesty or participating in a cover-up. An outcome that is painful or not what someone hoped for is not by itself evidence of wrongdoing. Serious allegations should always be examined appropriately, but they should not be treated as fact simply because they are repeated publicly or because the conclusions reached were not the conclusions someone made. The people of Port Aransas would not tolerate a police chief who is dishonest, untrustworthy, or unworthy of the position. James has served this community for nearly 3 decades, and his character has been demonstrated through a lifetime of service, not defined by unsupported allegations. I was close to crazy. Thank you for your time.
Great.
All right, Kimberly.
My name is Shirley Wynn, 2716 South 11th Street, and I'm here to also. I'm here today to speak in support of Chief James Stokes. I have known Chief Stokes and his family since around 1997, and over the years, I have had the opportunity to know him not only as a friend, but also as a dedicated police officer and community leader. In 2016, when our home burned as a result of arson, Chief Stokes was there for our family during one of the most difficult and frightening times. I was able to see firsthand his professionalism, compassion, and commitment to the people he serves. That experience gave me an even greater appreciation for the kind of law enforcement officer and person he is. I have also had the privilege of working alongside Chief Stokes through the Port Aransas Police Foundation Board as a president. Through that work, I have seen his dedication to the Port Aransas Police Department, his officers, and this community. Chief Stokes has devoted many years to serving and protecting Port Aransas. He understands this community. He cares deeply about the people who live and work here, and he has always taken his responsibility to serve seriously. I'm proud to call Chief Stokes a friend, but my support for him goes far beyond friendship. It comes from nearly 30 years of knowing his character, witnessing his service, and seeing firsthand his commitment to Port Aransas. I am here today to respectfully ask that you recognize Chief James Stokes for the dedicated public servant, leader, and community member that I know him to be. He has been there for this community through some of its most difficult moments, and I'm proud to stand here today in support of him. Thank you.
All right, Michelle Vaughn.
Hi, my name is Michelle Vaughn. Thank you for allowing me to speak here before y'all today about the Chief Stokes. My address is 1333 Sea Secret here in Port Aransas. I have been actively involved in the community since relocating here 13 years ago. I'm here to talk about the gentleman that I have known ever since moving here, Chief James Stokes. I have found out so much about him over the years. He has given his entire life serving others. He has worked as a volunteer firefighter, as most of you know, EMT, police dispatcher. At 21 years old, he took the oath to protect and serve the community, and that's exactly what I've witnessed him do since I have been a resident of Port Aransas. I have watched him do it all, hands-on, definitely always going above and beyond in any capacity that I've ever witnessed. Being a police officer means giving up your life mentally, physically, sometimes literally. He made a vow to save others' lives, need be, and that's what I've witnessed him doing since I've been here. It means sacrificing holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, family events. He's done every one I've witnessed every year that I've lived here in Florida as well. The job isn't done for any type of recognition. It's done simply because your heart and soul is there. And that's what I've witnessed with James Stokes. Never once in all of his years of law enforcement or since I have lived here have I ever seen anything ill will of any type from Chief Stokes. He is definitely the boots in the sand type of person. It's what I have witnessed on holidays, spring break, local events. He's always working right alongside all the people in this community, always there with all of his staff, all of his officers. This is a level of dedication that we don't see a lot in today's world, and he has definitely proven all of that. Chief Stokes' department would follow him to the depths of hell and back. I personally believe that with all my heart. Some of them have been alongside him all the way, and they've been through the hell and back, including all the other times. And I would just simply like to say in closing that I was appalled to hear about these allegations against a gentleman who has given himself over and over through the years in Port Aransas. And I have watched personally firsthand since he has become chief, just what a chief means going above and beyond. I just to meet with companies and businesses, just getting involved. The involvement that he has shown has spoken so much volume about. And I have never lived in a community where I've seen one particular chief as Chief Stokes go above and beyond. And I hope that you take that into consideration. Thank you all very much for your time, and bless you all. Thank you for all the hard work done. All right, Linda Ballantyne.
Well, it's been a minute since I've seen
Mayor. I'm Peter, city attorney and fellow citizens. I've been a resident of Port Aransas since 1969. I am addressing you today to thank our first responders for a job. Summer is a trying time for all, with the influx of visitors to our beautiful island. We locals are appreciative of your special challenges and ability to not only persevere, but exceed and respect you. Our confidence in the Port Aransas Police Department is held in the highest regard with Chief James Stokes at the helm. I have seen police chiefs come and go over the last 57 years and have never felt more secure and Chief Stokes' ability to perform his job and provide the utmost service we demand and deserve. Again, thank you for your job. All right. Charlie Zone.
My name's Charlie Simon. I'm at 700 Island here in Greenwich. And I'm a friend of Chief Stokes, that his dad is one of the years. But as an individual who's lived and worked in Port Aransas for over 56 years, I'm comforted every day and night that I'm protected by a law enforcement agency that is led by such a competent individual as James Stokes. He is a man career to helping those in need. Having served in law enforcement for 30 years. Several adjectives describe him to me. The first and foremost is his commitment to our communities. He's a professional and compassionate individual who cares deeply about Pomerantins and its citizens. His investigation of the incident in question has been supported by the chief medical examiner and by the Texas Rangers, a group which I think is probably the finest law enforcement agency in the country. You have a complainant with an agenda with no factual basis. A part of his real agenda is to get rid of James Stokes. We're fortunate community to have a dedicated civil servant like Chief Stokes. I believe after you hear from those this afternoon, you'll believe as I do, and that is that Chief Stokes is the right person for the job that he holds. That he acted in a professional manner, that his conclusions in the matter at hand are supported by others in law enforcement, and that he is a real asset to our town and to each of the citizens that he represents. Thank you for this opportunity to support Chief Stokes.
Okay. I believe that's all the citizen comments that I have. Thank you. At this time, the city council will move into executive session in accordance with chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Texas Open Meetings Act, and the city council motion being in executive session to conduct a closed meeting to discuss items submitted. Section 551.087.
Mayor, can we table that one ahead of time?
Okay, we're gonna do
Yeah,
that.
we need a motion to table that one item,
Okay.
then go with it.
I'm just gonna read it, and then I'll take, it's okay. We're getting there, okay. So that item was to deliberate economic development negotiations with between the city of Fort Aransas and qualified hotel project with Palmia. That is, we're going to table.
Good vote to postpone to the 25th, correct? That's the verbiage.
Postponed, correct, to the 25th.
You need a motion to postpone.
Postpone that item until our next council meeting. Make the motion. Item, the next council meeting, August 25th. I'll second. Okay, any further discussion? All right, Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Schmidas. Councilmember Owens. Councilmember Krueger. Councilmember Chambers. Councilmember Christensen. Mayor Pro Tem Crawford. Mayor Moore. Motion carried.
Next item is section 5. Station attorney to consult with the attorney in session to receive legal advice regarding pending or constable litigation, settlement officer, or other matters to which the attorney pleading to the city under the Texas discipline rules of professional conduct. And item section 551.074, personal matters, Texas Government Code, personal matters, deliberate about employment, evaluation, reassignment, duty of discipline, or dismissal of public officer or employee to hear or to hear a complaint or charge against an officer or employee authorized under Texas. So you may go to close executive session. You guys are